The smell.
Someone cooking.
Dad.
Me.
Pop Pop.
Mom.
Grandma.
You can almost taste it.
Spices in the air.
It warms your body.
It fills your soul.
With memory.
And meaning. Nadlock. Matzo ball soup.
Beef stew.
Gumbo. The spicier the better.
Chicken noodle soup.
Tortilla soup on a winter day.
Nadlock. I didn't know what she was talking about at first, but then she said matzo ball, as in matzo ball soup. That's what we were going to make. Easy. I've been making matzo ball soup for years with my mom. So I moved in to help, filling a pot with matzo balls, broth, water. As we worked, I was standing next to her, and she turned to me and she goes, "Ethan, do you know what matzah represents?" And I said, "Of course I know what matzah represents. It represents the unleavened bread that the Jews ate while fleeing Egypt." It was a very textbook answer, and she knew it. I mean, she, along with my grandmother, had told me that plenty of times, like at every single Passover Seder I can remember.
A story.
Home.
Overcoming.
Chasing dreams.
So after I gave her that very boring answer, there was a long pause between us. The silence was filled with sounds of her spoon scraping the bowl as she mixed matzah meal with eggs, broth, and seasonings. And when she finally spoke again, the first words out of her mouth were, "Ethan, you're old enough." This phrase, this phrase always brought a lump to my throat because a story always followed this phrase. A story from before I was born, well, before she was born too.
Remembering.
Family.
Trials.
And tribulations.
I was little when my great-grandmother died. One of the only things I remember about my great-grandmother, my Oma, were the tattooed numbers on her arm. I remember once I had just learned to read in kindergarten and count numbers, and I was sitting in a chair next to my Oma, and I took her arm and read the numbers back to her, and I was so proud that I could count, you know? I didn't know what the numbers meant, obviously. I didn't find out about anything until after she died. Years later, when my grandmother and mother told me the stories about ghettos, close calls, stolen food, deportation, and a place of nightmares called Auschwitz. The Shoah in Hebrew. Most people know it as the Holocaust. But I digress. This story that she was telling me, the matzah story, was very different from all of the other stories she had ever told me.
A story.
Home.
Overcoming.
Chasing dreams.
So, after the war, my Oma ended up in a displaced persons camp where she met my great-grandfather. And for months, they tried to get a relative to sponsor them so that they could move here. And in the camp, there was obviously so little food and no way to cook your own meals. By the time that they did eventually make it to New York, it had been years since my Oma had cooked her own meal on her own stove. Once they did move to New York, though, a kosher grocery store near their little apartment that they lived in had everything that they needed. So when my great-grandfather returned home after a long day of searching for work, my Oma would serve him a large bowl of piping hot matzo ball stew. And every time she did this, my great grandfather laughed and told her, "It's not Passover." But she would correct him and say, "Yes, it is Passover. It's our Passover." For me, this bowl of soup represents all that my family overcame and the freedom that they found on the other side.
Remembering.
Family.
Trials.
and tribulations.
Passover.
Freedom. My brother had just gone out of college, or he just went to college. My brother had just moved out to college. And I was so excited. I'd have the run of the place. Years ago, my parents told me that the second my brother moves out to college, I'd be able to take his big basement bedroom. Bedroom? Nah, it's more like an apartment. It's got its own kitchen, it's got its own bathroom, it's got everything. It was perfect. But then, my parents broke out the news.
The storm.
Family.
Change.
Memory.
Pop was moving in. Now, don't get me wrong, I love my grandfather, but him moving in? I mean, it's fine to visit on the weekends, but... And then there were more news. Pop wasn't just getting old and forgetful. He had Alzheimer's for a while now. My parents didn't tell me because they didn't want me to worry. So, Pop can't take care of himself anymore. And a care home facility is way too expensive, so he'd be moving into the basement. My basement. I tried not to resent it, but it was hard. I mean, it's not like Pop has a whole bunch of friends that he could hang out with down there. It's not like Pop has a whole bunch of clothes and other stuff he could put down there. It's not like Pop needed that big screen TV in order to watch movies all the time. Yeah, I know. I was a real jerk about it. A couple of weeks after he moved in, I realized that Pop didn't really know who I was. He called me by my dad's name, and then he called me by my uncle's name. I told my mom about this, but she told me not to worry about it, and to not correct him either, so I just nodded and smiled.
Forget.
Connection.
Disappointment.
Family.
One day, I was coming back home when I smelled something cooking down in the kitchen basement. I got a little worried, so I crept down to see what Pop was up to, and I found him stirring a big pot of stew. "Come on in, Bradley," he said. Bradley's my uncle's name. "Come on in. I've been working on this stew all day. It's your favorite. It'll help break the chill coming from the outside." It was the middle of the summer. But before I could say anything, Pop put a big ladle full of stew into a coffee mug, put that mug onto the table, and slipped a small spoon for me into the cup. "Come on in and join me. Hey, Bradley, is that Mrs. Culpepper still giving you trouble at school? Did you ask that Lisa Mullins to the dance yet?" I didn't know who any of these people were, but I came in and I joined her. I pretended I knew who they were, and I followed along with the story. And then, after a little while, I told him about me. I told him about my life, and I told him about my story. He listened with understanding nods, and we sat there for an entire hour, just eating stew and talking. And he called me Bradley the entire time.
The storm.
Family.
Change.
Memory.
My mom was a little bit worried when she found out that Pop raided the pantry in order to make some stew. But he didn't hurt himself. and the stew was cooked perfectly. It was delicious. The doctors say that it's not uncommon for Alzheimer's patients to remember some long-term memories. Childhood friends, music, recipes, things like that. It's very strange what the disease takes and what it leaves behind. So, my mom decided to foster the memory. She let Pop cook stew just about any time he wanted, as long as someone was there to supervise. I volunteered, of course, and Pop would tell me the recipe during our long talks in the basement. I'd tell him about me, and he would call me Bradley. He still sometimes asks me questions about Uncle Bradley's life, as if it's him that's coming home from school every day. My Uncle Bradley died in a motorcycle accident at the age of 21. I never even knew him. And my dad tells me that Pop would have a pot of stew going just about every day when Uncle Bradley came back home from school during the winter months.
Forgetting.
Connection.
Dreams.
Loss.
Pop can't make stew anymore. Now that he's in the final stages of... I still try and make that stew all by myself on Saturdays, down there in the kitchen basement. That's the day we go and visit him. And I have to bring him a cup. I have to. And every time we go and visit him, he called me Bradley. But last time was a little different. Thanks, Bradley, he said. Hey, how's basketball going? Are you playing point guard yet? Uncle Bradley never played basketball, but I do.
Memory.
Family.
Connection.
Love.
Remembering.
Change. I don't remember much. And my parents, it's hard for them to talk about. I was little. My dad said he carried me up to the attic. Then he and my uncle used an axe and a hammer to punch a hole so we could all climb onto the roof. And somewhere in the back of my mind, I see a raging storm, wind and rain lashing us. I hear someone screaming, someone crying.
Trials.
And tribulations.
Then came the Coast Guard helicopter. Shelters for weeks. We lost everything but ourselves, and we were still lucky. We all made it out. Eventually, a bus carried my mom, me, my grandma, my sisters to an aunt's house just outside of Chicago. We grew up in a crowded house while my dad tried to get us a fresh start back on the Gulf Coast. While we waited to go home, Grandma, she wouldn't let us forget. She made gumbo every week, filling the house with that sweet, spicy smell.
The smell.
Someone cooking.
You can almost taste the air. This is who you are, she'd tell us. Gumbo is soul. It's in your soul.
Chicken.
Sausage.
And shrimp. She made it every way you can imagine. Over time, gumbo was in my soul. Gumbo was family, and more importantly, it was home.
Family.
Connection.
Love.
Grandma passed away about a year before we were finally able to go home. And in all that time, Mom just couldn't make gumbo. It was too much for her. It probably would have been too much for me too. I was about 10 when my mom and me and my sisters loaded up our car and drove back to the Gulf Coast. To a town I didn't remember. The home was foreign and frightening. A place of destruction and death.
Trials.
And tribulations.
A thunderstorm was rolling in as we drove into town, and the first drops of summer rain fell on our windshield as we pulled up to the small family home my dad had rented. A small home, just big enough for a family. There were lots of hugs as he helped us unload our bags, and I ran ahead to get the door. When I opened it,
The smell.
Someone cooking.
I was overwhelmed by the smell of sweet spices filling the whole house. A steaming pot of gumbo rested on the stove. I let the scent fill me, and as I inhaled, I knew I was home.
Memory.
Family.
Connection.
Love.
Home.
Dreams. A lot of people have these meals they remember really well.
Niblock.
Beef stew.
Gumbo.
Tortilla soup.
Pot roast, spaghetti and meatballs, fried chicken. Maybe it was something their mom or grandmother made for them, or it was a family meal at holidays. That's okay and all, but my memory, my meal, it's a little different than everyone else's.
Different.
Poor.
Trials.
And tribulations.
My mom always had to get creative with food. She worked 2 jobs, one during the day and one at night, just to make ends meet for 5 kids, which doesn't exactly lend itself to the grandest of meals. But somehow, she always managed to make it fun. We had breakfast for dinner for an entire week once. Pancakes, eggs, cereal. She made it sound exciting, and we didn't know it was to save money. We were being adventurous, eating beanie weenies or hot dogs with mustard for a meal. Hot dogs without bun, of course, because that would cost extra. I was a lot older before I realized we were, as my school put it, economically disadvantaged.
Economically disadvantaged.
When I got older, my mom put me in charge of dinner so that she could work more and go to school at night. And you know those big cans of soup, not the little serving size ones, but the big family cans? Well, I'd get 3 of those big chicken noodle soups and heat them on a pot in a stove to feed all of us. It became my favorite go-to dinner. So when my mom asked me what I wanted for my birthday and told me I could spend $10 on whatever I wanted, I looked up chicken noodle soup recipe online. I planned my budget down to the penny.
Chicken.
Onion.
Carrots.
Noodles.
Coupons.
Discounts.
And somehow, we made it work. I made a whole pot of chicken soup, more than ever came from all those cans. And for my birthday, we stuffed ourselves with homemade chicken noodle soup.
Full.
Stuffed.
Rich.
Happy.
Over the years, I've made that soup a bunch more for my family. I can actually make it cheaper than the cans we buy at the store if I plan it just right. Mom asked me once why I like making it so much. why it means so much to me. And I told her that for me, it just goes to show that you can get by on something simple, like canned soup. But you can also make it better yourself. And in the process, make yourself better.
Better.
Salvation.
Redemption.
Growth.
My mom graduated with her bachelor's degree last year. She's got a great job now, and she's home with us every night. We've learned to make a lot more homemade meals, but I still make chicken soup every single Friday.
Happy.
Salvation.
Rich.
Chances.
Redemption.
Risk. So my dad bought this old food truck for $10,000. His life savings. Mijo, he'd say, sometimes you have to take risks. He'd always wanted to own a restaurant, but he knew he'd actually never be able to afford one. It would take a lifetime of saving up, and he already spent half of one just trying to scrape up enough for some old food truck.
Dreams.
Chances.
Family.
Goals.
My uncle, he set us up with like a real nice paint job and everything. We got this mechanic friend to fix up the engine real nice. I helped my dad get the old stove going, and with my sister's help, I remember we hit this little Mexican marketplace and we just began to stock her full of all these ingredients we would use to make the best tacos imaginable. Terlingua tacos. My dad, he was so proud of us.
Chasing dreams.
Overcoming.
So our first setup, it was kind of near this food truck spot near downtown. And I would explain it as like a mobile food court type of area. Businessmen in suits and women in high heels. They would walk around during their lunch breaks. It was the perfect opportunity. But we weren't the only ones selling tacos there. There was another truck there that had been there a lot longer. And this guy, he obviously was not happy to see us. And his customers, they were all regulars and very loyal. But you know how many tacos we sold that day? 5. 5 tacos through that entire lunch rush. De nada.
Trials.
And tribulations.
But on the second day, my father, he set us up at this spot just outside downtown. Not a single truck in sight, and we were perfectly positioned to get all the traffic from people coming in and out of the courthouse. But that also meant that we were also perfectly positioned to get noticed by the police. Great. Apparently, we needed a permit to be there. My dad didn't know. Not a single taco sold and a $200 fine.
Chasing dreams.
Poor.
We tried parks and more parking lots. And my dad, somehow, he made enough through the summer and the fall just to stay afloat. But in winter, food trucks, they aren't exactly their most popular when it's freezing outside. And just as it begins to get bitterly cold outside, my father finally gets a permit to work a city festival. But so did a lot of other trucks, and we didn't have the best spot. Business was real slow, and it was so cold that I had to take breaks to put on gloves and blow into my hands trying to find any warmth. But my dad, he didn't act the way I did. He just puts a pot on the stove and he just begins to throw things in it.
Chicken stock.
Onions.
Chilies.
You know, it seemed like he just began to throw a bit of everything we had in there. And then he touched it off with a little bit of what seemed like every spice we had in that truck. I mean, I was so cold, I didn't even think to ask him what he was doing, as he handed me a styrofoam cup and just poured some soup into it, right? He sprinkled these little avocado slices and cheese in there, and he just gave it to me with a spoon. When I tell you I took the biggest spoonful of that soup, I mean, it was like liquid heaven on a cold day.
Heaven.
Trials.
And tribulations.
Overcoming.
So a moment later, a pleasant face comes to the window, right? "Excuse me," she said. She started to look around and she spied my cup of soup. Her face lit up. "What's that? I'll have some of that." And in that moment, my father, he got on his feet, he thought fast, and he told her it was the daily special. Tortilla soup, $5 for a cup, $7.50 for the big size. And he held up 2 styrofoam cup sizes we used for drinks, as he said that. And she ordered a large. So he made it for her and she went off. But not even 2 minutes later, another customer comes to the window and asks for the special. In that moment, my father, he takes me by the shirt, he throws me outside the truck, and he tells me to go write it on the chalkboard with the prices. Then he puts another pot on the stove.
Dreams.
Chances.
Family.
Goals.
You know, after 3 hours, we didn't sell a single taco, but we sold over 200 cups of soup. Tortilla soup is what got us through the winter. And by the time summer rolled in, my father, he learned how to sell tacos too. I love this soup. I mean, when I eat it, I remember how it changed my family's life. When I eat it, I know that sometimes risks are worth it when you are chasing a dream.
Dreams.
Chasing dreams.
Chances.
Overcoming.
Happy endings.
Beef stew.
Gumbo. The spicier the better.
Chicken noodle.
Tortilla soup on a winter day.
Medlock. Matzo ball soup.
The smell.
Of someone cooking.
Dad.
Me.
Pop-up.
Mom.
Grandma.
You can almost taste it.
The spices in the air.
It warms your body.
Fills your soul.
With memory.
And meaning. Oh, hello there. You're probably wondering what's going on. I can assure you it isn't as it first appears. I know what you all must be thinking. A butler, a gun, a body in a chair. Yes. You may have even heard gunshots earlier. But I can assure you I was not the one that shot him. Yes, he was murdered. That's unfortunate. However, uh, this is rather difficult to explain. You see, while the course of events ended only moments ago, they really began hours before. You see, others had all been called here by Mr. Walters. This is his house. By the way, that's Mr. Walters in the chair there. This is complex. I think it would be best if I just take you back and let you see the course of events yourself. I could never do the story justice in my own words. So imagine it is now earlier this evening, and as I said before, others had all been called here by Mr. Walters, and Steve, you gotta get up. Mr. Walters.
I'm supposed to be dead.
I know, but these people came to see a story unfold, and we can't very well tell the events of how you were murdered with you sitting in a chair dead. Now can we?
But I've been shot.
No, see, it's earlier now, Stephen. You will not be shot for some time yet.
Do you think it'll be okay? You think the audience won't wonder why a dead man suddenly stands up and walks away?
Stephen, they will understand, okay? Don't worry. They came to see a story, not to watch you sit in a chair. You can go ahead and get up.
Okay. I wasn't prepared for this. I was expecting to be dead.
I know, but it's for the best.
And what do you want me to do now?
For one, Stephen, why don't you just go and wait in the other room, please?
Oh, I sure hope that you know what you're doing.
Oh, so do I, Stephen. Well, as I was saying, others had all been called here by Mr. Walters. Well, first we have Betty Dupree, an old flame of Mr. Walters. Now, she still intends to marry him, but not for the right reasons. We also have Jimmy Jones, Mr. Walters' business partner. We have Lydia Comfrey, Mr. Walters' current fiancée. He loves her and she loves his money. And then lastly, we have Preston Lavender, Lydia's friend. Well, I think you have it now. That is everybody. And with that, I give you the murder of Stephen Walters.
How should I know why we're here?
You're his business partner.
And you're his fiance.
Would you two quit bickering?
And I certainly don't know why you're here.
I'm here because I was a future Mrs. Walters long before you ever came into the picture.
Was is the key word there.
Ladies, please.
Must you bring him everywhere?
I was invited, same as you.
Yeah, I bet you were.
As you folks may have gathered, these people, they don't exactly get along. They never have. To be quite honest, they're not the easiest of people to get along with.
Who's he talking to?
I don't know.
Who are you talking to?
The audience?
That's just great. Go ahead and spoil the illusion.
I am simply trying to tell.
You're ruining the story.
I'm just trying to tell the story.
Broken our pace.
People, I am acting as the narrator just as I am supposed to.
Yes, and I suppose next you're going to tell them how it ends?
They know how it ends, genius.
What?
They know how it ends.
It's supposed to be a mystery. How much mystery can there be if they know how it ends?
Yes, Jimmy, while it's true that they know how it ends, they don't know who did it, only that it was done.
Isn't that a pretty big part of a mystery, though?
Listen, it can be, but in this specific case, the real mystery is who, not how.
And they don't not mind knowing the end up front?
Well, they're still here, aren't they?
That guy sitting on his couch has yawned 3 times already.
I think that one's about to fall asleep.
Listen, people, he will not fall asleep if you guys just stick to this script and keep the story moving along, all right?
So it's our fault now?
All right, let's just get back to our story, okay? Remember, the one the audience came to see? Thank you. As I was saying, there is no great love shared amongst any of these folks. To put it most bluntly, they hate each other. But in that hate brings the one common thread that brings them all here today. As much as they may despise each other, they all hate Stephen Walters even more.
I'm still not so sure about you talking to the audience like that. I just don't understand it.
People, this has only been done for thousands of years. It's called an aside.
A what?
An aside? Do you not know what I'm talking about? Theoretically, when I'm speaking to the audience, you aren't supposed to hear me.
That's silly. We're right here. How can we help but hear you?
You don't understand. Of course you can hear me, but you're supposed to go on as though you can't. You see, it is an opportunity for me, as the narrator, to speak with the audience. It is almost as if I am having a personal conversation with each member of the audience. Shakespeare did this all the time. I mean, it's like the chorus in any ancient Greek play you read.
But this isn't a musical.
Just because there's a chorus does not necessarily mean it's a musical.
Then why would they have a chorus?
That's what I'm trying to explain, people.
Then get on with it. We've got a story to tell here.
Right, the story. Where were we?
Oh, you were about to explain to us the purpose of a chorus.
I meant this story, Preston. Remember the murder and all?
I, for one, don't feel like we can continue until you explain this chorus business and the aside thing that you keep pulling.
I'll have to second that one.
What are you doing here, Stephen? What are you doing here?
I just wanted to hear what you were talking about.
Oh, good heavens. What about the audience, Stephen?
They've already paid their money. How do they know this isn't the story they came to see anyway?
Because I'm not sure if you recall, we already told them it was a murder mystery.
Oh yeah, but I want to know what the chorus is for if it's not for singing.
Folks, please bear with us for a moment. This will not take but a minute, and we'll get straight back to our story. Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
As I said earlier, people, as the narrator, I will often speak to the audience as a story unfolds, all right? Much like the Greeks did in their plays thousands of years ago. But there, they most often use what was known as a chorus.
But they didn't sing.
They may have in some cases, okay, but that's not what was important. You see, it wasn't the delivery that was important, it was the message.
Then what was the message?
It would depend on the story, but what is important to understand now and how this relates to the statements I've said to the audience is why the chorus is there in the first place.
Well, why were they there?
Well, first and foremost, to keep the story moving along.
Why not let the characters tell the story through dialogue?
They probably could, all right? But when a story is very complex, such as this one, it would take hour after hour of dialogue to set the stage for the events about to happen. But you see, if a person, a group of people, right, a chorus, were to fill in some of the information as the story goes along, the audience gets all the facts, and in that, everybody is able to be played out on the stage through dialogue.
I don't get it.
Yeah, what are you talking about?
The chorus, right? Or in this case, a narrator provides details and information that may not be readily apparent to the audience, but are important to understanding the story as a whole.
Right. But why are you talking to the audience?
To help the story move along, we've been through this, Stephen.
It sounds like a way for you to get some extra lines and try to upstage everyone.
It is nothing like that. Everything I say has been carefully crafted by the playwright. Every line, stage direction, and each aside has been written down and thought out. And for this play to work, it must be followed precisely.
You do seem to have a lot of lines, though, and some of your speeches are even leaning towards soliloquies.
That is not true.
No, then why is it that your lines are coming up every other time, yet we all have to play round robin?
I don't know, all right? I am just an actor doing my lines as written. If you guys want to take up the occurrence and quantity of your lines, take it up with the writer, not me.
Oh, yes. And I suppose you've already done that, since you already have all of the good lines.
All right. Listen, everybody, this is getting way too ridiculous, all right? We do have a story to tell, and I think it would be best if we just get back to that story.
That's easy for you to say. What, with having the leading role and all?
I do not have the leading role.
Oh no? Then who does?
Well, I would say it's Steve.
Steven, you're dead.
Not yet, he isn't.
Yeah, not yet, I'm not.
But he will be, and he hardly has any lines.
Yes. What about that? I have more lines than Steve.
Quantity of lines is not the only factor that makes the leading character, people.
Now what are you talking about?
The number of lines spoken is no criteria for calling someone the lead character.
Wait, then what is?
The lead character, right, or protagonist is the one that gives everybody else a reason to be here.
This is way too technical. I'm bored.
Okay, all right, everybody, we have gotten way off track again, all right? Why don't we just try to get back to our story, right? And try to entertain the audience to the best of our abilities, all right? Now remember, every part is important to the whole of this story, no matter how large or how small it is.
Was that a shot at me?
No, Jimmy, I am just trying to get the story back on track while at the same time trying to appease your delicate actor egos.
Oh. Okay, then.
May I continue now?
Yes.
And you're all okay with my being the narrator and speaking to the audience in asides?
Fine, yes, just go.
Thank you, actors. Now, where was I? Right. As I was saying, none of these folks care much for the other, and they had all been called here by Mr. Walters for reasons yet unknown.
But I know why.
What are you doing, Stephen?
I felt it my responsibility to interject and draw attention to myself, you know, being the star and all.
The star? Now I've heard it all. Next you'll be telling us the only reason why these people are here is to see you.
People, listen, Lydia, you have to calm down, all right? And Stephen, what are you still doing here? Get out of here. May I get you anything? May I get you anything? May I get you anything?
Are you talking to them or us?
To you, I am the butler after all. May I get you anything?
Oh, right. No, I'm fine.
Anyone else?
Yeah, I think I'd like a root beer.
What?
I'd like a root beer.
You're not supposed to say that.
How's that?
When I say anyone else, you're supposed to say no, Jimmy.
I am?
Yes.
Really?
Yes, Jimmy.
But I'm thirsty.
All right.
What?
Jimmy, you gotta get your stuff together. I'm serious, all right? We have a story to tell, and you are ruining this story.
But I really am thirsty.
You know, so am I.
People,
Me too.
people,
Now that you mention it, I'm kind of thirsty too myself.
people,
Hey, John, it's Steve. I'm kind of thirsty too.
people, what are you doing?
You asked if we wanted anything, and we said no.
As you should.
But we actually are thirsty.
But you're not supposed to be. It's not part of the script.
Really now? And what has been a part of the script so far?
Jimmy, I do not think this is the time nor the place to get into that right now. We have to finish telling the story.
So, are you gonna get us a drink?
No, I am not going to get you a drink. But what I am going to do is try my best to keep this story moving along, no matter what the rest of you try to do.
John is right. We really need to get back on track. Come on.
And with that, I shall go.
Jimmy, that's your cue.
What? My cue. Oh my God. Before you go, why did Steve call us here tonight?
I am only the butler, and to that I do not know.
And as a narrator?
To that I cannot say.
Been waiting here 10 minutes now. We still haven't even seen Steve. I hope this better not be one of his big practical jokes where we just stand here and he's not even here.
Wouldn't, would he?
He might. He loves to show how he has complete and total control over every one of us.
He certainly doesn't control me.
I don't even know why you're here, dear.
I'm here because Steve wishes me to be here, dear. And truth be told, I'm pretty sure it's for more than just my presence.
What was that?
What do you mean?
That little side comment at the end? What are you doing?
Well,
What was that all about?
well,
Yes.
well, I was trying to do one of those aside things like John was doing earlier.
Oh, good heavens. This entire play has just become one big farce. We might as well just stand here in silence for 15 minutes and then let these fine people just go home.
What a spoil sport you are. I think you're jealous.
Jealous of what?
Of my superior acting and ad-libbing ability that I've used to carry you and the rest of the cast through this play.
You've got to be kidding.
I've seen you, all of you, looking at me in awe.
If that's short for awful, you're right.
Why, you.
More superior ad-libbing, I see.
All right, now apologize.
I won't.
Jimmy, make him apologize.
Apologize yourself.
Freeze! This is the police, and I've got you all covered.
You're not a cop.
I just always wanted to say that.
Oh my god, if this isn't the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen.
How's that?
Everyone, stop now, okay? It's just a play, guys. That's all. Please, guys, you have so much to live for.
Well, this is where you all came in. The body falling, the gunshots, the butler with a gun. With a little mystery, a little suspense, a little humor, this has been the murder of Stephen Walters. It has been a pleasure having you all here with us tonight to share our story with, and I hope you have enjoyed the show as the audience as much as we, as the actors, have enjoyed you. Thank you for coming out tonight, and have a wonderful rest of your night.
Thank you for joining us, everyone.
Woo! Ah!
I'm Andres, and that noise you just heard was Lewis, coming to you live from, honestly, wherever the heck he is right now.
I am in my room.
And tonight, we'd like to provide a service to you. Perhaps one of the most important plays you've ever had the pleasure to witness.
It's more useful than Hamlet.
Slightly. I mean, who can identify with a prince who has their father return from the dead and go on a bloody path of revenge?
It certainly helped me through my recent family situation.
But could Hamlet really help you how to find toilet paper?
No.
Case closed.
Will this play show people how to get toilet paper?
No, but it will certainly do everything else.
Where we're going, we don't need toilet paper.
I don't know about that, pal. But without further ado, it is time for 10 Ways to Survive Life in a Quarantine. Ooh, can we maybe do that for a cool sound effect, please?
We can try.
I mean, that's all we're doing for tonight. Behold, our show, 10 Ways to Survive Life in a Quarantine. Method 1, fall in love with inanimate objects.
A great way to maintain sanity during these difficult times is to form a complicated relationship with an object. Let's see how Peter is doing.
Yes, I'm here. And I'm negotiating quarantine very well. In fact, I prefer it. Because I get to spend time with my new best friend. Spalding. Say hello, Spalding. I guess he's shy. Normally he talks all the time when we're sitting alone at night, but I guess he tenses up in front of the camera. That's all right. That's perfectly fine, Spalding. I'll do the talking for the both of us. Even though we had both agreed to be talking in front of the camera. No, that's all right. I'm not mad at you, Spalding. Why would I be... What was that? You have something to say. But quietly? Only to me? No. If you have something else to say, why don't you go say it for all of us? I see. So that's how we're gonna do it, huh? You're gonna make me look crazy in front of all my friends. That's just fantastic, isn't it? Anyway, me and Spalding have been getting along great. We sometimes go for long walks to my closet and back to my bed. And sometimes, and this is really fun, we stare into each other's eyes like this. God, it's so magical. You're so beautiful, Spalding. Normally he says it back, which is nice. It's nice to have that validation of your feelings. But I guess this time he's playing hard to get. All right, whatever. I'm not mad or anything. I'm not hurt. God, why won't you say anything? Am I not good enough for you? Is that what this entire thing is all about? Is that what you want to hear? Fine. I don't need you, Spalding. I have plenty of other friends. I really don't need you. Meet Penn. And Penn loves me for me. And I've been in love with Penn this entire time.
Great to see he's improving.
Yeah, he's doing a lot better.
Yeah. And now Lou here is going to show us how his inanimate objects get him through the day.
Hello? Hello, is this thing on? Yes, it is me, Lou. You may not remember my name from school because I was always the one sitting in the back, or getting stuffed into backpacks since we don't have lockers anymore, or the one who sat at our gym class because I didn't like the outfit. And I have a special message for all you ladies out there. I know that I wasn't on your radar. I know that you'd rather fall for Bryce, the captain of the water polo horse racing team or whatever. And yes, he's super attractive and nice and talented and all of that. But I have something that he doesn't. Oh yeah, look at this. This is the real deal, ladies. 4-ply, count 'em. This isn't the generic grocery store brand that's the last thing on the shelf. Oh no, this is pure white gold. This feels like a cloud, or possibly a Pomeranian, or maybe a cloud of Pomeranian puppies, and it could be all yours. This even had a picture of a baby on it. Why? No babies are using toilet paper, except any babies that I know. Are they implying that this toilet paper feels like a baby? Because that's weird. Oh, anyway, where was I? Whoa, am I right? I'll be accepting applications for new best friends after the show. But in the meantime, remember, dare to dream. Dare to dream.
Oh, Lou. I'll be your friend.
It's okay. It's over. It's over.
I miss you, 4-ply. I miss you so much.
Okay. It's time for our second method. Method 2. Perform in your own musicals with your pets.
That is right. You had your own performers at your own home. Use them. You don't even have to pay them, except, of course, with treats.
Ella shows us how it's done.
Hey, I'm Ella, and welcome to the most realistic production of Cats ever. This is McCavity, the mystery cat. And this one, wait, where did that one go? McCavity will actually be playing multiple roles, I guess. I did have more cats around here, but I think some of them are under the bed. Come to Mama, Rum Tum Tugger. Ow! He's shy. I asked my mom if I could get 16 extra cats for the show, and she got in her car and drove away. I'm guessing to get more cats. Although, that was 3 days ago, so I'm beginning to wonder. Also, if you would like to bring cats to my house, that would be amazing. Just drop them off into crates in my front doorstep, and they'll be loved and hugged and thrust into starring roles in this production. Now, as anyone knows, Cats is a story of the Jellicle Cats. These guys. Once every blue moon, the Jellicle Cats get together to enact a live cat sacrifice of exactly one cat to the underworld. And the rest just go on their way for no reason at all. And they sing and dance, just like this guy. Come on, dance for Mama. Dance! He's learning. Slowly. This is coming together. I just need a few more months and many, many more cats. Memories, all alone in my room now. I remember the days when we could go outside then. I remember the time I didn't like going to school. Let the memory live again. It's your turn to dance. Meow, 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 meow. Thank you.
You know, I think that was better than the actual movie.
Definitely.
But you know, Cats isn't the only musical you can do from your own home.
Don, 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 da. In Faloof he came to me. He sleeps and plays, that dog that calls to me and licks my face. And do I pet again for his cute floof? The fuzzball of the opera is there inside my room. Feel once again, you see, give me a treat. My floof is over you and stronger yet. And though you don't always give me a treat, the fuzzball of the opera is here. Give me a treat. I cannot give you this treat, fuzzball. It is not for you, no. Those who have seen your sweet fuzzy tummy, they know the treat you seek will disappear. My spirit and your floof are really neat. The fuzzball of the opera is there. Give him a treat. There you go, fuzzball, and I love you.
Beautiful.
I want pets in all the plays from now on.
You know, you might just get your wish.
Maybe. Okay, and now it's time for method 3.
A big problem in quarantine is keeping you self-occupied.
How do you spend the time if not planning revenge?
Revenge on who?
You'll find out.
Alrighty then. Jolene has some answers for us in our third method. Fun with scissors, or so much crafts.
Welcome, friends. I'm Jolene, and I'm here to show you a wonderful way to spend your time in isolation. One thing I like to do in these, let's face it, stressful conditions. Little joke right there. It wasn't a great joke or anything, but sometimes it's the jokes that aren't even funny where the true humor lies. So I like to do origami, which is a traditional Japanese art or technique of folding paper into a variety of decorative or representational forms such as animals or flowers. I learned that from the internet. So I find origami soothing, so let's learn how to fold a paper crane, shall we? First, you take a sheet of paper. Next, you fold it. Then you fold it again and once more for fun. So much fun, just an amazing, amazing amount of fun. And then, whoops, that was a boo-boo. That was a terrible boo-boo. That was an awful, awful mistake made by a person who is failing at this very soothing task. Nope, not that way. Not this way either. Does this look like a crane? It's a crane, right? This is a crane. This is a soothing origami crane. I love doing this. I love doing this so much. Now that part was soothing.
You know, I feel like I certainly learned something there.
I learned not to go over to Jolene's house.
There's no problem there, that's for sure. Speaking of which, you know, I really like wish having a hobby, you know?
Yeah, venting is a great hobby.
My favorite.
Okay, method 4. I am good at sports now. No one can stop me.
Remember when you were like a child and you thought you were so good at that thing?
Yes.
And then you countered other children and then you realized, damn, I'm really bad at that thing.
Yes.
Well, now without competition, you can be the athlete you always had the delusion of being.
All right, for those of you just tuning in now, we've got a barn burner.
The Libertyville Monarchs, led by all-conference Tash Johnson, are down by 2 to the Motorville Motorheads. We have seen an outstanding display of athleticism from Johnson tonight, who has scored a record-high 87 points, grabbed 42 rebounds, and recorded 27 blocks. I've never seen anything like it. I've never seen anything like it either, Dave. I mean, we're really witnessing the birth of a new basketball god. Yeah, I mean, this is like the time that we saw LeBron James do that thing, you know, except like so much better than that. Well, I mean, clearly he's the greatest basketball player we've ever seen in our lifetimes, who will ever exist or exist in alternate dimensions. Anyway, let's see what he's got. All right, and Johnson inbounds to Johnson, and he goes through the legs and over the head of his defender and from far away. And he grabs the rebound and puts it up one more time and grabs the rebound yet again. And the clock's running down. 3, 2, 1, 2. And a foul. We're just going to say that he makes it off of a foul. And the Libertyville Monarchs have won. This is absolutely amazing. I've never seen anything like it. Oh my God, they're carrying him off the court.
Jeez, I didn't think she was going to pull it off.
Shocking. I thought the Motorheads had that one.
Man, they totally blew it.
Yeah, I lost a lot of money on that one.
But you know, there are other imaginary sports as well.
Here we are at the final table of the World Solitaire Championships. As always, the young challenger, Marvin Minoy, has cut a swath of destruction through the field. Imperturbable and so exceptionally handsome, he's had an answer for everything the cards thrown at him. And now it's down to this, the final table. And here comes the prize money. The largest ever purse for the World Solitaire Championships. Just over $11.4 billion. Enough for Benoit to write his ticket anywhere, if he can only keep it together in this last most intense hand of solitaire. And the first cards are coming down, face down as always. Brilliant form, really, the kind of spectacular card placement we have been seeing all tournament. And here we go. You cut the tension here with a knife, like a really sharp knife. Also, an imaginary knife. You really see the stress starting to show on Benoit's face. He can't like that. Not a good sign for Benoit. Oh, he's in trouble now. This is a bloodbath. I've never seen someone go down so deep after just 2 cards. You can tell the pressure is really getting to him now. Oh, he is reaching into his steely core for whatever reserves of standing and strength he had. One, two, three. Oh my God, I can't take this. I can't take this. Look at them all. Look at those glorious, glorious cards. I just don't see any way for him to win. There's no way out. Might as well pack up and go home. Oh my goodness. He's using the tried and true method of solitaire players everywhere by cheating when no one is looking. Did anyone see? No one seemed to cheat, and therefore it is legal. And that is it. Benoit has won the championship. I'm going to Disneyland at some point in the future. Also, I will still stay 6 feet away from other people at Disneyland, so I'm probably not going there. But I think about it. Woo!
Well, I'm XS solitaire as well, when no one is looking.
Only cheating yourself.
That's why I win.
But now we are on method 5.
Ah, yes, the plays of William Shakespeare.
That's Shakespeare.
No. You heard me.
Why should I play the Roman fool while I see life and the gashes do better upon them? Yes, they do. Macbeth, turn, hellhound, turn. McStitch, of all stitches I have avoided thee, but get thee back. My soul is too much charged with the blood of thine. My voice is in my sword. Bah, 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 bah. Thou lost this labor. I bear a charmed life which must not yield to one of women born. Despair thy charm, and know that I, McStitch, was born from a stitch. Oh no! That's right, sucker! Man, keep boom, boom! What you gotta do now, huh? What you gotta do? Booyah, sucker! Tomorrow, and tomorrow, and tomorrow. Bah! What part of booyah didn't you understand? You dead! Hey, yeah.
But it's not just terrible tragedies that are fun to perform with. Stuffed animals.
No, wait. It is terrible tragedies that are the most fun to perform with stuffed animals.
Well, how about tragedy, a terrible tragedy, where everyone dies?
Just to catch everybody up, Froggius killed Hootlit's father, then married Queen Fertrude. Hootlit's father showed up to Hootlit and was like, "Hey man, I was killed. You have to revenge my death." And then Hootlit said, "That's crazy, man, but sure, Dad." And then Hootlit killed Beartease's father for no reason. And now Beartease is like, "Hey Hootlit, you killed my dad. I liked my dad. Yeah, so what? My dad's dead too. It sucks to be you." And then Hootlit's girlfriend just died because Hootlit was mean or something. And now Hootlit and Beartease are about to duel after Froggy has poisoned the cup in case Hootlit gets thirsty. Come, Beartease, come, my lord. 1! Nope. Judgment. A hit. A palpable hit. Told you. Nope, didn't count. You missed me, dude. He just said a hit, a palpable hit. Yeah, I didn't hear that. He just said it. He totally said it. 1. Oh, come on. I am thirsty. No! Fertrude! Ack! Poison! Shoot! I am dead. No! Oh, villainy! Seek it out! It is here, Hootlit, thou art slain, the treacherous instrument in thy hand, unbatted and poisoned, the king's to blame. The point in Venom 2! Ah, dang it! Oh! And the rest is silence. Oh. And pretty much everyone else dies too.
Ah, yes. Well done. Probably the greatest play I've ever seen.
I think we've had enough senseless death, though. Okay, method 6. Catch up on your studies.
Fun.
Super fun.
Hi everyone, I'm Alex and I'm here to help. I know this is a very difficult time for everyone, but I think the best way to get through it all is to put your head down and really focus on school right now. I am, and I love it. I'm learning so much. Yes, I have 3 little sisters who are driving me crazy, but I can just lock and bolt my door and booby trap the hallway so they can't get at me. I just put my headphones on, dive into my trig, and ignore their little screams. Numbers are my friends now. Speaking of friends, I'm actually running a math special right now. If you need someone to do your math homework for you, just email it to me and I'll do it. Because I don't want anything else. It's just math all day here. So happy. Speaking of math, I'm only charging $3.55 per assignment. Then I email it back to you, you put your name on, and submit it as your own work. Also, I do bulk rates, 10 assignments for $32, which is a savings of 10.94%. Again, math, I love it. Also, May is my special algebra month. 5% off all algebra homework. Look for more at... one moment. Hello? Yes. Oh. You're saying it's illegal? And I shouldn't be talking about it online. Oh. Okay. Well, I didn't know it was legal to sell math homework. This changes my plans significantly. Luckily, I've been studying economics, and I know that when something is illegal, it becomes a lot more expensive. Therefore, my rates have changed. I am now charging $22 per assignment. I'll be using the extra revenue to hire goons who will be enforcing collection policies. They will be breaking your legs in a responsible manner. So fun! Seriously, find out while you still can. I am your only hope. Without me, you are doomed.
You won't regret this. It's good to see one of our students putting their minds to great criminality.
It's really the American way.
But maybe someone out there is really studying well.
Hey, thanks, guys. I'm Terry, and I'm here to show you exactly how great distance learning has been for me, because it's been a thing. It has definitely been a thing. So the first thing I do is log on to my email. And right now, my computer is not on speaking terms with other computers. That's cool, but that's all right, because I can log on to access the help pages the district has made, which is currently offline. That's fine. So I can't get onto that. I've also forgotten my password, so I can't get a new one sent to me because there's too many requests for new passwords or something. I don't know. There's only so much internet, and it doesn't reach my house. That's cool. That's fine. I am working through this. Mostly just trying to imagine what my teachers are trying to teach right now, since I can't log on to anything, and I can't get anything to work, and I can't ask for help, and I can't scream loud enough for the rescue workers to find me. So anyway, my teachers are not assigning homework. At least my imaginary teachers aren't, because they are very respectful of my time and want to make sure I have the most fun quarantine possible. But I keep trying. A little bit. Kind of. You know, just making the effort every day for a good 5 or 6 minutes and then calling it. There's no use bashing your head into a wall over and over again, right? At some point, you just gotta assume learning is not for you. To be honest, learning wasn't for me before this either, so I guess my teachers are not too surprised I can't log on to anything. Although, my imaginary teachers are super chill about it. They're very impressed. Oh shoot, I think my connection's screwing up. Low battery? What does that mean?
I think my heart just grew 3 sizes watching that.
Yeah, the children are our future.
Terrifying.
Which brings us to method 7.
Get really involved in the lives of squirrels outside your window.
With limited options for television these days, you can watch the Wild Kingdom outside.
Shh. Do not ruin it. Okay? Hold on. Darn it, they're not there today. But They could be back any minute, so let me tell you about the latest updates between Kim and Kanye. It has been like an on and off chain recently. So much drama. I can't even have time. I'm watching this and I'm like, I shouldn't even be watching this, you know? This is intense. So I'm taking some notes. Day 1, perfection. With those soft puffy tails and little noses. Such a happy home. Kanye goes out, gets the acorns, and he brings them back to Kim. She loves him so much. Day 2. When Kanye was out today gathering nuts, a new squirrel appeared. Stanley. He's sleek and skinny, like a sewer rat. I hate him so much. But you know what Kim does? She took all the acorns that Kanye gave her, and she gives them to Stanley. No! Those were Kanye's acorns. And she gives them to Stanley. And when Kanye comes home, where are all the acorns? Oh, Kim ate them all, I guess, you furry cow. But then, you know what Kanye does? Because Kanye doesn't know anything. He goes back out the next day, and he gets more acorns, because that's the type of squirrel he is. Day 8. Kim went out today instead of Kanye, so Kanye stayed back, and Stanley arrived, and it is on. It's like a squirrel MMA in that tree. Get him, Kanye. Get that thieving rat. Up and down the tree. Mark my words. Stanley will not be back. Day 9. Stanley's back. Kim gives him acorns once again. They're trash. There's so much trash. Day 12. Kanye is the king of trash. Today, 2 red squirrels appeared. Bridget and Jennifer. And Kanye was all about them. I saw them do things I didn't even know squirrels did. I can't even with him. No wonder she was giving those acorns to Stanley. Stanley is a prince. Day 15. Milo arrived today. Milo's one sweet-looking squirrel. They're falling for his nonsense. Day 17. I can't even with any of them. But I'm Team Kim until I die, and then... Is that a bunny? Oh my god. This is not going to end well.
You know, it's not just squirrels that have the drama.
I never thought she was going to make it. It was impossible. I mean, the tree branch is at least 20 feet away from my window. There are simply limits to what can be done. And this is far beyond anything. I was standing right here when I saw her. She was getting ready and I was like, for Pete's sake, what are you doing? You're never going to make it. Just turn back. Are you insane? This is complete madness. She didn't listen. Maybe because she doesn't speak English or hear things, maybe, I don't know. But what I do know is a medium-sized spider cannot make a web 20 feet across. What are you trying to catch, idiot? Birds? But I'll tell you something. People out there, that spider leapt from that tree branch with a filament of silk coming from her backside. And she hit the breeze just so, and she made it. She made it to my window. I was still skeptical. I mean, sure, that spider could make it one time across, but a web requires you to go back and forth so many times. She'll never make it. Just give up. You're doomed. Friends, she launched herself again and again and again. And she made it to the other side. I was stunned. I was amazed. Is this the greatest spider athlete the world has ever seen? Is she the Michael Jordan of spiders? Is she not bound by some sort of laws of physics? And yeah, I know that I'm using lady pronouns, but I'm pretty sure it's a lady considering that all male spiders get eaten after mating. You learned something. But anyway, I watched that spider for 7 whole hours. 7 hours as she beat all odds against her. Strand after strand after strand. And it got me thinking. It really got me thinking. She didn't listen to the naysayers. She didn't care what the crowd had to say. No. She did it because she believed in herself. And she knew what she was capable of. And that, my friends, that's a lesson to all of us out there. If you can believe it, you can do it. If you believe that you can build a death trap 2,000 times your body size in order to kill as much of life as possible, then so be it. Because you can do it. Because you believed it. Although, a couple of hours later, a bird flew through the entire thing and destroyed all of it, so I'm not really sure what that means.
Well, I certainly learned that nature is not as boring as it is.
And now we come to the most popular survival method.
Ah, yes. Number 8. Eat, sleep, live in pajamas, and binge watch your favorite shows.
Yep. Or your weekend is now your life.
Yo, I'm here to help you out with some physical fitness. Sorry. Hold on. That took a lot of energy to vocalize. Second wind. Woo. Are you ready to transform your body and your life? Hold on. I don't need to know. I'm just going to assume the answer is yes, Gabby. All right. I want you to take your weights. First, mentally prepare yourself for what you're about to do. Breathe in, breathe out. That's right. Loosen those muscles. 1, 2, 3. Release. And 1, 2, 3. Release. And 1, 2. Keep going. You can do this. I believe in you. And release. And 1, 2. Feel the burn. Feel it. And release. And 1, 2. Oh, my sweet fluffy kitty. This is difficult. And 1, 2, 3. Now it's time for the recline chip press. And 1, 2, 3. I love you guys.
Stunning.
Yeah, I feel like these exercises were made for me.
They give me hope, man.
Yeah, we can get through this if we just don't do much.
Exactly.
But if you do want to do something, there's Method 9, Spooky Stories.
When we set out, we didn't know if we were going to return. Our supplies were running low. We had no choice. We had to push forward. There were rumors. You could get what you wanted, but only if you waited in line. Then you would be given a cart, and you were let into the land of Costco. We found ourselves aimlessly parading down the aisles, looking for anything useful that we could buy. But every so often, you would hear squeak, 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 squeak. But then you would stop, and it would go silent. What was that, we wondered. We thought, must be nothing. So we continued on. And yet again, squeak, squeak, squeak. Stop, nothing. I realized that it was just a squeaky wheel on the cart, but it was still horrifying nonetheless. What was even more horrifying is that it was leading us in different directions. It was pulling us left, right, center, backwards. Yeah, I had to fight it. I thought I had to fight it. But sheer, horrified curiosity kept me going. So I let it guide me to wherever it wanted to go. And that turned out to be the paper goods aisle. Brought us through the middle of it. And eventually we stopped. And I looked down, and I saw it. The last roll of toilet paper. Do I dare take it? There was only one package. Why this lone package? Why did no one else want it? I thought, could it be cursed? No. But why? I cautiously reached my hand out to grab it. But as I did, I heard a voice, ever so silently, Rocky. No one was there. I couldn't see anyone on the other side of the aisle. Again, I thought it must be my imagination, so I reached out. Slowly, but surely. And a second time, Rocky! No. I'm making this up. This is not real. This isn't real. This is not real. I'm just gonna take the toilet paper, and that'll be it. I'll have toilet paper. Won't that be amazing? A third time I went to grab it. And a third time, Rocky! I jolted back with fear and ran halfway down the aisle before I realized it's toilet paper. I need it. So I just grabbed it anyway and threw it into the cart because, it was March. But every so often, when I'm in the bathroom, I swear to you, I can still hear the faint whispers. Squeak, 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 squeak. I'm single ply.
Or perhaps you can try a different oral tradition.
Speak, memory, of the cunning hero, the dog walker, blown off course time and time again by the cruel whims of fate. Speak of Andrew, the chosen one, as he was asked by his mother to take furry little Gomer on a walk through the neighborhood. Speak of his failure to find a decent excuse, and cry, oh heavens, that it was also a little bit cold that day. Of these things I shall now sing. O Muse, recall that Gomer pees a lot. On every bush, on every tree, on every place another dog has peed afore him, and the sniffing, the most profound sniffing of many things, so profound the sniffing that no matter how strenuously brave Andrew pulled on the leash, furry Gomer would not be moved. Speak of the contemptible squirrels which mocked the beast Andrew struggled to control with their chittering like the sigh of 10,000 teeth, and their little noses and their little tails. Mighty was the wrath Gomer felt, and like the thunderous earthquake summoned by Poseidon himself, he chased his long-tailed nemesis. But alas, he could not reach them. Speak too of the social distancing Andrew had to do on sidewalks narrow as a ribbon, how he nimbly dodged children on razor scooters, and how he fought to keep Gomer from sniffing the rear ends of many hounds. So many rear ends of so many hounds. Ugh. And lastly, speak of the great calamity that befell him. Speak of the thunderous dropping from well-fed Gomer. And memory, the failure to remember to bring a poop bag. Oh, tragedy. But luckily, brave Andrew ran away very, very quickly.
Now that epic will be passed down for generations.
Also, if you found Andrew's evidence, you can find him at...
Of course, though, of all the methods, there's one that is guaranteed to be the most effective of them all.
Megalomania!
That is right! The belief that you're the absolute center of the universe is just a great way to just deal with crises, everything.
Let's take a look.
Welcome to the Kingdom of Jeff. It is I, Supreme Commander, Ruler for Life, and High Overlord, Jeff. Bow before me. Yes, I can feel your obedience to my will. Good. I would like to draw your attention to some new developments in the Kingdom of Jeff from the city of Jefftropolis. Today is Jeff Appreciation Day. Have you showed me how much you love and respect me today? Have you? I would like to make it clear that I am no longer in need of such things as the approval of others. I am beyond all that now. There is only Jeff. One moment. Mom, I'm busy! No, I'm not taking out the garbage! Do you know who you're talking to? I'm Jeff, Overlord of... Mom, stop it! You're embarrassing me in front of my subjects! Fine! The kingdom of Jeff is threatened, but the kingdom of Jeff is strong! We shall never give in to fear! We shall never surrender to the enemy! We are Jeff! I would like to now draw your attention to some new proclamations which have been passed by the Assembly of Jeff, of which I am 12 of 13 members. The 13th member being Mr. Puppers. Mr. Puppers had thoughts in committee, but he was outvoted and is now being investigated as a traitor to the kingdom. Who do you work for, Mr. Puppers? Who do you work for? We have ways of making you talk. You'll regret this! Let this be a lesson to any other potential traitors out there. Your kingdom requires obedience and sacrifice. Ask not what Jeff can do for you, but what you can do for Jeff. You can do a lot for Jeff. Learn the lesson of Mr. Puppers, traitors! Sorry. Your leader needs a break. Just remember that I am infallible, and only believe me. Do not believe the lies of Mr. Puppers.
Well, he certainly seems healthy.
Yeah, he's gonna come out of this okay.
But you know, this should be a time of celebration.
How so?
Well, watch.
Hi, everybody. It's my birthday. It's me, your favorite friend, Uter, who you didn't talk to all that much. And, well, I sent out my invitation to my party, and I guess no one wanted to come over and celebrate my entrance into the world. So that's fine. That's totally fine. I mean, I don't need you to come over my very special day that only happens once a year. I mean, it's totally meaningless, right? But I am dealing with it and throwing a party for myself, because there's one person in the world that you can trust will love you through anything. And that's yourself. Yay me! Happy birthday to me. Woo! Yes! Yes! Let's see what I got me for my birthday. Oh, I don't know what this is. You shouldn't have me. Hey, Uter, it's your birthday. I spared no expense. This is from my heart. Thank you, me. It's my cell phone. This is amazing. It's already loaded with all your contacts and photos. What? That is so thoughtful. How did you know? I know you so well. You do. I can count on you. I'm always there for you, unlike those other people that didn't come to your birthday party. Darn other people. Other people let you down, Uter. That's not true, me. I know there's a lot of people out there who want to support me for my birthday. They probably sent their presents in the mail. Right? Right? You probably sent your presents in the mail. I'm sure they're on their way. Aren't they? Let's see what else I got me. Oh, I wonder what's in here. Open it, open it, open it. It's money! So much money! All the money I have in the world is yours now. Oh my gosh, this is amazing. Thank you so much. And I'm sure all the other people out there send me money, right? I'm sure they're mailing it to me right now, probably in the mail. Lots of birthday money, lots and lots of it. Because that's what friends would do. It's a good thing you stole their credit card information from the files at school. Shh! They're going to be really surprised. That's the best part about birthdays. The surprises.
Well, looks like everybody needs to call their credit card companies.
Wait, so really the last method is steal?
No. It's just ask for gifts. Forcefully, if need be, of course.
I see.
Well, that's all the time we have. Remember, wash your hands, your pets, small children, and those birds that fly into your house.
Okay, thanks for joining us. This has been
10
Ways
to
Survive
Life
in
a Quarantine.
Okay, hello everyone. I'm Lewis. I was one of your hosts tonight. Thanks for coming out and watching our performance, our virtual performance. Wear a mask and stay 6 feet apart from people.
Hi, I'm Andres Pena, and I was your host. I really hoped you enjoyed it, and I hope to see you all very soon.
Hi, I'm Charles Burt. I was Lou and Reagan. Thank you for coming to the show.
Hi, my name's Logan. I hope you guys enjoyed the show, and shout out to my parents and my little brother. Look at me now.
Hi, I'm Kira, and I played Nima, so thank you for watching.
Hi, I'm Gabby. I played Jolene and Gabby, and I hope you enjoyed the show.
Hey guys, I'm Nicholas. Thank you guys for watching and stay safe.
Hi, I'm Liza, and I played Ashby Ellen Terry. I hope you enjoy.
Hey guys, I'm Marco, and I really hope you enjoyed the show, and thank you for watching.
Oh, hi. I'm Pat Bull. I played Ethan, Preston, Rocky, and Tash, and I hope you've had a lovely evening with us tonight.
I'm Dermot. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great night.
What is up, everybody? I am Dylan Perez. Thank you for coming out tonight. And as always, you are all my spirit animals.